Both federal and state security agencies, LEMA, LASEMA, paramedics, among others, were on ground to intensify the search for more persons from the debris of the 21-story building, which collapsed at Ikoyi, Lagos on Monday. The state governor has announced a 5-man panel of inquiry to independently investigate the remote and immediate causes of the incident. He said he will sign an executive order to give legal backing to the panel set up to investigate the cause of the collapse. He said 6 out of the 9 survivors rescued from the rubble in the Ikoyi building collapse have been identified.
We've designed a form that will be given to them, and they can fill the form right away here. And there's also been a website that has also been designed, for this, which is help at lagosmind.org. And once you go on the desk, they can give you to. So for missing person web form is lagosmind.org/help 090-9000-6463. This is a psychosocial support call for people that might need psychosocial counseling or additional information as into what the plan is.
Families of those involved are waiting for the good or bad news. Governor Sanwo-Olu had on Sunday left the country to Rome for a climate change summit and en route Scotland when the unfortunate incident happened and had to cut short his trip. Fauzia Gbadia Kabakari, MITV News.
Welcome back here. We have joining the conversation this morning to talk about the Ikoyi building collapse and development after that unfortunate incident that occurred on Monday. Mr. Muyiwa Adelu. Mr. Muyiwa is the president of the Association of Town Planners Consultants of Nigeria and a practitioner himself is a town planner. Good morning, Mr. Muyiwa Adelu. It's a pleasure having you here.
It's my pleasure too to be here.
We've been talking about this building collapse for quite a while, and I think that it's quite an unfortunate one that happened. But let me begin with the suspension of Mr. Bolan Oki, who is the GM of that agency. In your candid opinion, and as a practitioner in Lagos, would you say that that agency has been up to par in the discharge of their duties, not just with this building, but your general view of their activities in the last couple of years?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me take us to memory lane. Before this agency came to be, the issues of building collapse have been on. And you also agree with me that it's not peculiar to Nigeria alone. Even in the US, even in all developed countries, we have incidents of collapse. So which means that there could be errors. As long as human beings are doing it, errors can happen. But even in medicine, you still have a degree of error that can happen. That's why we have human lives lost. So now, coming back to Lagos State Building Control Agency, which was established by the Extant Law, Urban Planning Law in 2010, in 2015. The regulation just came up in 2019, signed by the Honorable Commissioner of Physical Plan and Urban Development, Dr. Idris Alako. And all along, there have been so much effort at ensuring the system is sanitized. Now, the Building Control Agency is the agency responsible to monitoring the building developments in Lagos State. Now, so if governor comes and says, we have this incident now, which is quite unfortunate, and governor says, no, you are suspended. At least it's just to allow investigation to go on. It's not, Architect Oki has not been indicted so far.
Of course.
So, and I think nobody has been indicted. So, because in his wisdom now, His Excellency, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has set up an investigation panel, just like your report said. And that panel is led by well-referred town planner, who's our national president. And you can be sure that we have the best of reports. Town planner himself has been a commissioner in Lagos State, so he knows. In fact, this agency was set up under his purview because when it started, so he knows what could be done. And so I'm sure we will assist government in unraveling the issues behind the collapse. It's unfortunate, like I said, and errors are bound to happen as long as human beings are
But this kind of error, it can be maybe looked at from different angles. Unfortunately, the owner of the building cannot answer questions as we speak because it's still trapped under the rubble. There is a pastor of the RCCG who also came forward and said his friend, who is also a pastor, was called that they had a shortage of workers in that building site last week. And what the man did on Sunday was to take about 22 persons, from welders to bricklayers, to that same building. Now, the 22 of them, with the pastor friend, are trapped underneath that rubble. They do not account for what had happened before, for the record that we had before. He just came up with that. That's another set.
Yes.
Now you're talking about a 15-story building that Mr. Gbolahan did say was the approval.
Yes.
15-story building. How did the agency miss
That information.
the information that that building that was supposed to be 15 stories had become 21?
And then they even went there to
This
do
is
the
not just
viewing.
human error. This is Anwoju. Everybody could see it. From 15, they built 16. You didn't stop them. You didn't take them to court. They built 17, 18. They went 19. They went 20. And they went 21.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, it's unfortunate that this happened. Maybe in Nigeria we'll begin to start to see how to do things rightly. Everybody in Nigeria is so important.
Yes.
All of us are so powerful. Everybody in Nigeria is so powerful. So, I don't know what happened, but I've been in this field for some years now, and I know what plays on. If you have 15 floors approval, and you decide to go on to 21, one, it is your responsibility. That's number one thing. It's your responsibility that you are on your own. What have you done that will take care of that 21 floors? Have you followed the procedure? Have you now applied for what's called regularization? Because you can also regularize.
Okay.
But the point is, even when you want to regularize, you ought to have done what is necessary. And all things we will request from you, you have to get your integrity test, you have to get your NDT report, you have to get your new design. So all those have to be in place. I don't know whether the man has started that, I don't know. But the point is, when you now said from 15 to 21, if the man has started the process, right, and has made all the payments, who do you blame? Don't blame the man who's supposed to monitor him. If you have shown me all the records that have done this, right, and you have not flouted the law, actually, in that area, you can do that number of floors.
So in this case, what you're saying is when you default or when you want to skip the original or bend corners around the original plan, all you need to do is go to government and then regularize. And while the regularization is not yet out, you can continue with your plan until government. Is it not supposed to be after the regularization?
No, I'm coming. You see, I've told you everybody in Nigeria looks so important. And what we do is, after I've done my 10 floors, I say, with the number of people I've gotten, this thing cannot meet my requirement again. Now, but if you knew you are going to do 21 floors, then that's actually what you apply for, not 15 you apply for. So if you apply for 15 and you are granted, the approval that says you can do up to 30 floors. So you can do 30 floors, why don't you apply for that? Now, the onus lies more. Yes, I'm not saying the building agency is to be pampered. No, but my point is, why the building agency has its own fault? The people also have done. The developer has its own fault too. Because it's it's on you. You have decided this building. I want to build one floor. I build foundation for one floor, right? And then I say, okay, you can do your own floor. And now I say, okay, I've not gotten money. Okay, that one floor cannot meet my requirement again. Then I need to do 4 floors. Can that foundation carry 4 floors? So it's not your responsibility. You will know what you are going into, right? And because, like I said, by the time you are doing it, you say, okay, you see what I want to do is I'm regularizing now. You see, pardon me now. Now I take phone, I call this number, somebody. I take phone, I call somebody. And that's
everybody knows somebody.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Exactly. That's the problem. So because everybody knows somebody in Nigeria, then our system is now collapsing right on our eyes.
So it now comes back to the fact that everybody is willing to bend corners simply to achieve this result.
Which is unfortunate. Now, unfortunately, we have bad results. So I'm not saying this is good, but it should be a system for us to have a rethink as Nigerians.
So
We need to.
I was actually even going to say something. If not that we have this unfortunate situation whereby the building collapsed, there are so many agencies that are put in place that are supposed to be giving feedback to everybody as long as Nigeria is concerned, being an economy. Now, if this building had not collapsed, this matter wouldn't have come out. To
True.
say, okay, it was 15 or
Unfortunately,
it was
it would
21.
have completed it and rented the building out to
Out.
people, and then the disaster would have been averted.
more.
Would have been averted for the time being, but it would have been more disastrous.
That's true.
When more people are
Those are
in there.
families,
That's true.
21 different families, and
I agree.
I meant to
Well, I remember
understand there are different floors,
Yes, yes, that's true.
there are different apartments on each floor.
That's true.
So you're looking at thousands of people
Who would have died.
who would have been buried under that wall.
That's why I said. That's why I said.
Negligence and
Yes,
irresponsibility.
yes, negligence. You see,
Exactly.
that's why I said I'm not saying the building agency, the building control agency is not culpable. I'm not. It's not. It should be pampered. No. But my point is, because we all seem so important, we look at our interest. We're not thinking that what I'm doing is affecting the generality of people,
generality
is
of
affecting the generality of the environment, is affecting the global image of the country. Because now it has happened. Everybody in the world knows now, right? Whereas if the man has been hammered, the same man will run to the powers that be. I'm sure we have gone to severally. I'm sure that's building. This is what I'm talking about. I'm sure a lot of what have happened. The panel, when they brought the
If
presentation,
you were,
will tell us.
if you,
will tell us
if
what
he were
actually
out,
happened.
he's
Yes.
still missing as we speak.
Yes.
We're not sure if he's going to be found alive or otherwise. But the point is that that building is one. What do you think the Lagos State government now needs to do differently now that this one has been discovered? It's not the only one. A town
so
planner
many
like
out
you
there.
was on the set about 6 months ago, and he called attention to the fact that there are buildings going on, building constructions going on in Ikoyi. I'm talking about Chukwuemeka Nwosu. And he said those buildings need to be stopped.
Okay.
And he said that about 6 months ago. This is one building. We're focusing on this one. But there are so many other ones
That's true.
across the nation, across Lagos that are being built.
Well, incidentally, you see, this what you are saying now is even beyond Ikoyi. The issue of building development is like a growing child, right? People have more money, they buy land. There are process of doing these things. There are process. You don't just a child. You don't bury a child today and tomorrow is grown. That child will undergo a process. So, and the same thing with building. So now, what you do? First thing you do, you have even before you even buy your land. What can I use my land for? You apply a temporary to do that. What? How many floors can I build on it? You also do that. So now, with the money you have in your pocket, don't say, okay, if I have more money now, I'll do more. No. Tell us what you want to do so that we get. And once you have done that, it's done. If you don't want that one, then again, go and reapply to get 21 floors, to get 30 floors. Then, as long as within the approval, then you can be given. You have to remove this one, and government will be involved in removing it before you comment down. So now don't say, okay, I've done 15. Okay, now I've done 15.
Let me
hide
just
it.
put
You don't
6
do
on
it.
top
So
of it.
if you're not thinking about your own pocket, that okay, I'm going to lose money. You're not thinking about your own life. What about other people? Look at the pastor you talked about now. All the workers he took there. Look at people they said
And they barely
went
spent
to look at-
24 hours before
Exactly.
this happened to them.
So now, so about maybe 10 minutes before that time, before a colleague went past through that place, nobody would have known that kind of thing was going to happen. But believing that an upscale place like Ikoyi, all due diligence will be followed. And I tell you, really, due diligence are followed in building these houses. What happened here, I cannot say.
Until the panel brings out
the
the
panel
results.
project comes out. So when that comes out, then it can give us more
Everybody can
information.
talk about
Exactly.
it.
I was
But
actually
we need to go. We need to go. We need to go on this segment. I want to thank Mr. Miwa Adelu for being here with us this morning
my
on the
pleasure.
Bumper Breakfast. As developments, of course, continue to unfold, we'll bring you back and then we'll continue to talk about
problem, no
this,
problem.
especially the panel result is very important.
That's very, very
We'll take this break. Odome is also stepping away because Priscilla and our dearest Demilade will be back here. They went around Lagos and also going to look at buildings that need intervention.
Okay.
All
All right.
right. How do you
Thank
close
very
this
much.
morning?
All right, so like I said, every Thursdays, the change begins with you. You don't have to wait for the government to come and make that change. Start from your environment, start from people around you. It spreads to your family and the community. I am Onome Idem.
All right, I'll take this break. When I come back, Demilade and Priscilla Abake, and we're looking at those buildings together.
So shine your eyes, make you no carry last. Kokoro tonja for idea follow. Anytime morning is shining, tito the fire, make you the shine your eyes. Banu saw, my pen in the saw. Talk to yourself and listen to yourself. For you talk to what I want, where you come put to me for trouble, for trouble, me I don't care, waiting and say, who's on the flex out with me when battle there? Your best friend could be your worst enemy, so shine your eye, so shine your eye. It's here for the so shine your eyes, make you no carry last. Kokoro tonja for idea follow. Anytime morning is shining, tito the fire, make you the shine your eyes. Oba Oluwa lo le gbani, araye wan buru. So song, so song, so song.